The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepareth a table before I in the presence of our enemy. Them who anointed I head with no oil, me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I even. May I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah. Kadamawe Gromabea Taylor where 2 centuries meet in the name of the Most High Jah. Adesso Jaja de. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain same way. If Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. How Mausogbolisa? How Mausogbolisa? How Mausogbolisa? I don't know what to. It was a player for. How Atanyumoe. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodomo, where we speak truth to power. And my name. Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking, ingredients of so many different types and shapes and sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside, relegating all their differences to the background, relocating into the black pot, where they are subjected to some amount of heating. They produce food. Ironically, the ingredients and the black pot do not even partake in the eating of the food. It is us, the eaters, who do. And each time the need comes for the black pot and the ingredients to rise to the occasion, it is done. My brother, my sister, this is the black pot, aka Kukushodomo. And here we don't do politics. What we do is known as patriotism. Patriotism, my brother, my sister, we are rewiring the mindset of the average Ghanaian, the average African. If our mindsets were righted, every other thing would be righted. That is why at independence, Kwame Nkrumah said, now that we have our independence, it is time to change our attitudes. Attitudinal change is a correction of the mindset. My brother, my sister, the biggest problem with the African is the mindset. The European was able to eat into our mindset, taking captive and hostage our minds, and fed into our minds what he wanted us to believe. And we have been believing this thing from time immemorial. It's known as brainwashed education. The miseducated black man is more dangerous than even Satan, Lucifer. You need to note this down. I said the miseducated black man is more dangerous than Satan, Lucifer. That is why we have to unlearn all these things that we learned in the past, fed into our brains. It is time for the black man to unlearn all these things and to learn new things. My brother, my sister, we were taught to hate our own skin color. We were taught to believe exactly what the white man fed into our brains. Just like the computer, you feed it with what you want to be processed. Today, my brother, my sister, it is time to unlearn all these things. It is time to hold on to loyalty. It is time, my brother, my sister, to gravitate towards a world that is greater and more powerful than what the white man put in our hearts and our minds. Today, my brother, my sister, this program is only talking about rewiring the mindset of our people Today on radio, I was privileged to talk to the whole Ghana, and I made it clear, and I'm going to repeat it here. It is time for Africa and Ghana to move away from strong men and gravitate towards strong institutions. Because strong men and women are like branches that will grow weak, feeble, and break off and die. But strong institutions are like the roots. It is time for Ghana to break away from the chains of strong men. We have seen enough strong men. It's good to have strong men, but it is better to have strong institutions. How many Ghanaians believe in the police institution? If you get 1%, you've done well. How many Ghanaians believe in our judiciary? How many Ghanaians believe in our health system? All our institutions are breaking down and falling off like canker eating debris. Today, my brother, my sister, it is time to unlearn all the things that we learned. It's good to have great men. Africa has produced more great men, in fact, strong men than any other continent on earth. Tuaje the Red Hunter, Osei Tutu, Okonfu Anoche, and all those people, they were all very strong men. You need to note this down. Listen attentively. Producing strong men in a country, my brother, my sister, is equivalent to picking up a football team of individual skills, but no cohesion and no fluidity. A football team that has individual brilliance, individually brilliant players, is not enough to win a match until they play in a team with cohesion and fluidity. That is the institution. The institution is teamwork. Strong men are individuals. Together we stand, divided we fall and break apart, my brethren. Ghanaians don't believe in the police institution. They don't even believe in the educational system anymore. How many Ghanaians go to school because they want to come out and be employed? They are not going to school to be able to feed their brains. No, they are going there to come out and be paid money for sitting down and doing nothing. How many Ghanaians will refuse to go to school as long as they don't give them a certificate? Ask yourself. If you were supposed to go to school, and at the end of your studies, they do not give you a certificate, will you still go to that school? How many Ghanaians think that the certificate or the way they can prove to people that they've been to school is by a certificate, but not what is in their brains? Hallelujah. Oh, Blakk RASTA. Say it again. Today I'm very emotional. How many Ghanaians will go to school, I asked, if they knew that after their period of studies, they will not be given a paper called a certificate? It doesn't matter how much they learn in the school. They are so empty until they give them a certificate. It's like a man who goes to a pastor for prayer. The pastor can pray as much as he wants and bring the Holy Spirit down as long as he does not touch him or pour anointing oil on him. He doesn't feel that he has been prayed for. Hallelujah. My brother, my sister, this is the show that rewires the mindset of our people. It is a show, my brother, my sister, that brings all black people together to form stronger institutions and move away from individualism, the individualism of strong men. We have had enough strong men. It's not bad to have strong men, but it's better to have strong institutions. My brother, my sister, how many of us do not believe in generational thinking? Oh, I am making children. My children would also make children who will be called my grandchildren. For that matter, this garden that I have, I don't have to destroy it. I have to take care of it so that my great-grandchildren would one day grow and see some of the beautiful flowers that grew in my time. Oh no! This flower is sold in Japan and is so expensive. Let me harvest everything and sell. Get the money from Japan. Blow it. After all, I die tomorrow. How many of us think about posterity? We are so religious yet not spiritual. My brother, my sister, and it hurts me so much. How many of us take a walk and before we move the next step, we have to think about how that step is going to affect the generations yet to come. We are so selfishly individualistic. And it hurts, brethren. I asked you again, and I'm going to ask you again and again. How many of us will go to school if we knew that at the end of the day, we will not be given a certificate to authenticate our education? Hallelujah. The system does not look at what is in your head. It looks at what you have in your hand as a paper. Great men are no more valued. What is valued is what is in your pocket. Hallelujah. It's time, my brother, my sister, for us all to rise above this mediocrity. I will still go to school even if I will not be given a paper called a certificate, because the biggest certificate is what is in my head. You need to note that down. I said, I will still go to school even if at the end of the day I do not get a certificate to authenticate my education. The biggest certificate is the certificate in my brain. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. Time now to throw away individualism. Today I was looking at how many people came around to donate items to be sent to the people in the Volta region, who for so many careless reasons are suffering flooding, carelessness from the government, the leaders that we voted into power. Ghana people are coming to donate. Today I saw a Ghana man, whilst he was donating, he was shedding tears. Today I saw a Frafra man who was donating to every people in the Volta region, and he was shedding tears. And I asked myself, when are we truly going to unite, breaking away all ethnocentric feelings? Ethnocentric feelings. Ethnocentrism. When are we going to break away from all that? When I come to marry your daughter, is there the need to ask me where I'm coming from? Are you a Fanti? Are you a Dagomba? Are you a Sisala? Is it important? Is it important to ask me what my religion is? My religion is that I'm a human being. My ethnic group is that I am a human being with 2 legs and 2 arms and a brain that can take care of your daughter till eternity. Do you want a foolish tribalistic man, foolish religious man who has no brains? Some people will choose that. For an ever man to marry my Asante daughter, never. He would prefer an Asante man with no brains. An Asante man, just because he's called an Asante man. Hey, you could be as brainless as the brainless Jack. Come and marry my daughter to having the most valuably priced, brained ever man to marry an Asante man. Judgment is coming on you. That's why the nation is not growing. That is why our children are growing in oblivion, the oblivion of ignorance. That is why we are going nowhere, brethren. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo. For that rude awakening, I do apologize. My brother, my sister, we are live on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is called Blakk Empire Media. We are also live on Facebook. We are called Blakk Empire Media. The show is called the Blakk Pot, where we speak truth to power. Today we have 5 very important issues to look at. But I want to say thank you so much to ISIT. ISIT simply means ISIT. It is a Ghanaian modeled and propelled social media app that connects you with your family and friends. The good thing about ISIT is this. Watch me style. Hey! You can go live. You can make video and audio calls. You can even text. And it's free. Download this from Google Play and App Store. And it's done. Another powerful thing about ISIT is the fact that it is so positive. Now, if your social media platform is all negative, violence, nudity, sex, whatever, and you want a serene atmosphere, it is easy. Download that from Google Play and App Store, and everything is everything. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And thanks so much to It. My name, Blakk Rasta. Come here! First story, my youth. Watch it. And what is it saying? It says, Nam 1 angry. Who is Nam 1? Nana Apia Mensah. I know this man. I worked under him for more than 2 years. A young man who came into the Ghanaian space. And he decided to go into some kind of business that we had never seen. I'm selling gold collectibles. Come and get these gold collectibles. But you can still give me back the gold collectibles for me to go out there and look for people who will buy it higher. At the end of the month, come and get money. That is known as added value. Is it difficult to understand? But the people of Ghana, the authorities that we put into power, found out that this was a kind of business that was unregulated. In other words, it was not a kind of business that the Ghanaian system could control. And they approached him and told him that, hey, bros, this job that you are doing, it might look like genuine, but it's uncontrolled. For that matter, we have to deal with it. Let's look at the loopholes, seal them. And whilst they were sitting at a round table trying to solve that, under President Mahama, they lost the elections. Unbelievably. We believed that he was going to lose because he was performing very, very badly. We removed him and brought a wiser old man with gray hair to be able to run the country, because our nation believes in old men, that every old man is wise. So we chose a very old man, the oldest man we have ever chosen as president in this nation. And when the old man brought his boys, the great team, the first thing they did was to warn everybody to stay away from this guy. They were not ready to sit with him at a round table and streamline, cut off all the rough edges, smoothing them up, and let him do his business. There was panic withdrawal. Boom! The man's business crashed to the ground. Boom! He was arrested and jailed in Dubai. Hey! As if nature and the universe married immediately. You know what happened? The Dubai authorities said he had won the case, and he had won 52 million American dollars. At the time, he owed Ghanaians only about 48 million American dollars. In other words, he had about 4 million cedis going into his pocket. The Ghanaian authorities, for some reason, did not follow up on the money. They seized some of his properties. What happened next? Ghanaians started clamoring. The system pumped into the brains of people that this guy is a Ponziist. In other words, a scammer. 419. In this case, 4110. They crashed his business to the ground. He became a pauper overnight. This is Nam 1 we're talking about. Nam 1 took all the insults. No individual in the history of Ghana has ever been insulted more than Nam 1. He took all the insults, right from his mother, his father, his grandfather who died and was buried at Awudomi Cemetery. In fact, they exhumed the dead body, insulted the grandfather, great-grandfather, and reburied them. Anytime they needed people to insult, they exhumed the dead bodies of Nam 1's family, insulted and buried them again. As it stands, he's been able to raise some money. I am paying those people that I owe. I'm not really doing any business anymore. My businesses have been collapsed, but I will still pay money, though I'm in court. He raised 5 million Ghana cedis, as we were told, and took that to the police. You were the same institutions that told Ghanaians that I am a Ponziist, that I am a scammer. Take the money, check it, check all the serial numbers, and tell me if there's one note that is fake. If it is correct, I will not even hold the money anymore. Pay the people. And now we are hearing something else. That the money has been taken away from the police. The police has handed over the money to the Bank of Ghana. And Nam 1 says he's coming for his money. Watch this. I am coming back for my money. This isn't what we agreed on. Number one to police. Run the story, my youth. Watch me. He says, Chief Executive Officer of defunct gold dealership firm known as Men's Gold, Nana Appiah Mensah, otherwise known as Number One, has said he will go back to the police to seek a refund of the money he deposited to them. According to him, he was taken aback when he heard the 5 million Ghana cedis given to the police to disburse to verified customers had been deposited at the Bank of Ghana for the attention of the court. Nana Appiah Mensah said that was not the arrangement he had with the police. Therefore, he will go back for his money. In a tweet shared by broadcast journalist Sewa Amihir, he said, I am surprised the money has been deposited at the Bank of Ghana. I will go back to the police and ask them to give the money back to me because that was not the arrangement we had. Hallelujah. Now, one's comment comes after the police announced that the 5 million Ghana cedis has been deposited in the police exhibit account at the Bank of Ghana for the attention of the court. The police further indicated that the court will determine the disbursement of the 5 million to customers. That's it. You don't trust me. No matter what I do, you don't trust me. Now, the police that you trust, the police that arrested me several times and humiliated me, take it. Count the money. All of a sudden, we heard that the 5 million Number One gave out had metamorphosed into 2.5 million. Half. What happened to the other half? But Number One has the answers. You know what Number One is saying? You know what Number One is saying? He says he's going to expose some people. Who are the people? Jesus have mercy. You think say you dey wise. I will soon expose Bank of Ghana. And this is Number One talking. They have given the money to the Bank of Ghana to do business with the money to cover up some of their loopholes. Number One says he's going to talk. Run the story, my youth. Watch me. He says, Chief Executive Officer of defunct gold dealership firm, Men's Gold, Nana Appiah Mensah, otherwise known as Number One, has said he has a bone of contention to pick with the central bank. That's the Bank of Ghana. According to him, some issues he has with the Bank of Ghana need to be ironed out. But as he awaits the day, he will come out in the coming weeks to speak on the matter, which is yet to be known. Speaking on Cassava FM, on the deposit of funds to the police service, Number One said he will go back to the police to seek a refund. This was after the police said the 2.5 million given to the service to disperse to verified customers had been deposited at the Bank of Ghana for the attention of the court. I was there. I saw people who came there to drink tea with Number One. And we were told that they were people from the Bank of Ghana. It was all rosy and nice. Whilst they were dancing, Agbaja and Bobobo. But when the dance became too violent, boom, they decided to attack and feign innocence. Number One lost his business. Now he's trying to save his face and trying to stand on a better footing. He's giving money to you. It's not working. I have never seen such a dangerously wicked country. The government in power could not sit with Number One to say, listen, our predecessors started talking to you about how you could streamline this business. Can we continue? No, they closed down the business and sent him to jail. My brother, the panic withdrawals, the Bank of Ghana also suffered it. When Ghanaians realized genuinely that the government of Nana Akufo-Addo was extremely careless and nonchalant, everybody decided to go and take money. And so irresponsibly, this very irresponsible president, Nana Akufo-Addo, had his cohorts and stooges in power to announce to the whole of Ghana that retirees, people who are retired after the day's job, they have become old and gone on pension. Their monies that they had used to buy government bonds, they were told that they should all line up for Sakura haircuts. They shaved all of them financially with the blunt Ghana cedi. Some of them, even after shaving their hair Sakura, they looked for their beards and shaved off their beards and even their armpit and pubic hair. Jesus have mercy. To those who don't understand, they told them straight away, you are not getting this money until after 5 years, 10 years. Somebody who is on retirement. In Ghana, 50, you go on retirement. If you are in academia, maybe 65. I'll get my money after 10 years when I'm 75. What is the guarantee that I'll be alive then? This is what the government did. Yet they had the audacity to call #1 a thief and a scammer. But they who robbed old men and women in broad daylight, my brother, my sister, because they wear suits and because they still drink tea in the hot sun, they are not fit to be called thieves. What a nation. Well, at least I am glad. Last time I spoke with #1, I told him, sir, it's not easy to speak with you, but let it be your legacy that you came back from the rebels and you paid every single soul their money. It's better than you building mansions in your name. Pay back what you owe. My father always told me, my son, it's better to walk peacefully without any sound coming from your back, and you have to turn abruptly to find out if it's your debtor following you. Jesus have mercy. Ah! When you owe money, even your own shadow scare you. That is why I don't like borrowing. When I borrow, I become a slave immediately. The moment I see the person, even if the person is waving at another person, I feel like the person is telling me, when are you paying me my money? I don't like it. To #1, you are gradually being exonerated. Those of us who stood by you when you were rich and still stand by you when you have become part of the rebels, we still have faith that you will pay up. And when you end up paying up, we shall be glad to celebrate with you and with Ghanaians. To God be the glory. This is the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. Come here! Next story. Next story rolls up, and it breaks my heart as well. Cocobod is dead. That is not a human being. So you might not see the obituary announcements. You might not see the first week celebration. The 1 year celebration is the Ghana Cocobod. The most important crop in Ghana is cocoa. It is nicknamed the golden pot. Mysteriously and so mystically, this golden pot was brought all the way from an island owned by the Portuguese known as Fernando Po. Today the island is called Bioko. You can't even find a single pot there. Pollution destroyed. We are the only people in the world with this unique brand of cocoa. And we've been blessed with the soil. Even if you take the seeds and plant that anywhere in the world, you never get the same uniqueness. Jesus have mercy. Ghana cocoa is the hottest in the world. That is the single most important commodity in terms of flora in Ghana and the world. But why is the parent company dead? Who is saying that is dead? Is he an undertaker? Is he ready to carry this into the mortuary? Run the story, my youth. Watch me. Cocobod is dead. Bury it. President of Cocoa Farmers Association. Come here. Run the story. It says the Ghana Cocobod has collapsed and must be done away with. President of the concerned Cocoa Farmers Association, Nana Boatin Bonsu, has indicated. Last week, Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta said his office and the Bank of Ghana were liaising to set up a monitoring desk at the Cocobod to ensure discipline in the state-owned company's expenditure following concerns raised by the International Monetary Fund that its huge annual losses posed a major threat to the sector and government's financial efforts. Both the governor of the central bank and the Minister of Finance, myself, will now be on the board, and we would also be setting up a desk at the finance ministry that will interact with the finance division of Cocobod to make sure the issues of fertilizers, cocoa road, are all brought into an ambit of discipline. Those who begin to tell you how we are getting into the issue of expenditure. Mr. Oforiatta said this. But Mr. Bonsu, in a sharp rebuttal, thinks otherwise. What does he say? He said, Cocobod is a collapsed institution. We know it. We foresaw it. And said it several times. But they never listened. So, for this situation, we don't need Ken Oforiatta and his people. What are they coming to do? If they had something better to offer, by now, Ghana's economy would have shut up. Oh my God. What a brilliant guy. Listen, the whole cocoa industry in Ghana has collapsed because of greedy, dirty, thieving politicians. And it hurts me. My university lecturer is the head or the director of the cocoa board. I tried as much as possible to be so diplomatic with him. But Ghana first. Why in Edu? My brother, my sister, cocoa in Ghana is in total oblivion. Last 2 weeks, they tried as much as possible to do damage control. They said right now, one cocoa plant in Ghana bears as many as how many ports? How many ports? 1,000 ports and beyond. Why? Is it a cartoon movie where anything can happen? It is so sad that they are playing with the livelihoods of the average Ghanaian. When we were in school, cocoa farmers' children were the most respected. They had a certain kind of scholarship called the Cocoa Marketing Board Sponsorship, CMB. And we those who came from the north where nothing would grow, not even life. Under the hot sun, we had a kind of scholarship called NES, Northern Extraction Scholarship. It was like the hair from your chin. But the CMB scholarship was hefty and big. Big money sponsoring them. We from the north, Northern Extraction Scholarship. It was almost nothing. We would have to add money to be able to pay our school fees. But the Cocoa CMB scholarship, oh my God. At the end of every term, they would go to the bazaar and collect some bonuses. Hey! But today, is it the same thing? Can you say the same thing? It is sad, my brethren. The single most important commodity in Ghana today has become a non-entity. With all their jingoisms and gymnastics, Ghanaians have come to realize that the cocoa board and the cocoa industry in Ghana is in the ICU. It's sad. Do you know how it started? I'm going to spend 4 minutes to deal with this. Come here! Watch me. First, they decided to be greedy with the cocoa proceeds. Those who were working so much on the cocoa farms, they were not getting their right rewards. So you know what happened? The cocoa farmers started smuggling the cocoa, taking it outside the country to Togo and to even the Ivory Coast, where the cocoa beans were rewarded more. Do we understand that? Cocoa was not well paid for in Ghana. So Ghanaian cocoa farmers preferred to smuggle the cocoa beans out of the borders of the nation to sell outside to be able to reward their hard work and sweat. Government tried to block all the smuggling routes. At the same time, they forgot that the leader who refuses to hear or listen to the people, in fact, he would end up listening to himself in the penitentiary. You know what happened? At the time, Chinese people were coming into the country. A lot of them came in to spy on the possibility of planting cocoa in China using Ghana cocoa. Today, we can say that with facts. But when they came, they were also interested in the gold. So they went into every part, aided by disloyal Ghanaian assholes, my brother, my sister, who aided them to destroy the land. Now what did they do? They started buying land, claiming that the land had gold so that they could get gold. Cocoa farmers started selling their cocoa farms to the Chinese, to the point that the European Union quickly came to Ghana and said, we gave you money to build your cocoa industry. Today your farmers are selling the land out to be destroyed, and your cocoa is even polluted. Before we turn around, the scientists have a saying which I would like to share with you. They say that before the fool becomes wise, the game is over. In other words, the fool only gets wise after the game is over. But whilst the game is on, he's never wise. That was what happened to us. Forgive me if I didn't quote it properly. That's what it is. Hey, you know what happened next? Jesus. China quickly went to the EU and said, yes, we know you love Ghana cocoa, but we have the same breed in China. We are growing it, and ours is a little different. It's the original Ghana cocoa, no pollution. Before Ghanaians woke up, yes, let's fight galamsey, illegal mining, destroying out. The Chinese had already planted a lot there. And then Al Jazeera came in here and reported that children in Ghana were being used for child labor on the cocoa farms. And it made our story worse. That was the beginning of the end of the cocoa story. Some of us came from the beginning and warned Ghana and said, listen, we will never forgive you if Tetakwashi's cocoa goes extinct. Like it went extinct in Bioko, formerly called Fernando Po. So what his brother is saying is nothing but the truth. Ghana is so greedy. We are not ready to pay for hard work. I'm preparing to travel to the US for a few days. My brother, my sister, and my friend told me he traveled there last month. He's due back in the next few days. He said, when you are coming, remember to bring Gary. Remember to bring this, and that. I said, oh, why? I could even rice. I said, I could buy them in the US. He said, no, it's expensive. The dollar, when you are using the dollar to buy rice in America, and you decide to convert it into Ghana cedi, you will never buy anything in America. A mere haircut. Thank God I don't shave. A mere haircut, my brother, my sister. In Ghana, if you have 5 cedis, you can shave your hair. In America, in fact, let's even go to England. They take how much? 20 pounds for a haircut. Multiply that by 15 Ghana cedis. It's about 200 and something Ghana cedis. Yet in Ghana, 5 cedis, you can have a clean haircut. Some of my friends went there. They've quickly gone to buy shaving machine. They are shaving themselves because they can't afford. What does it mean? The dollar is more valuable in Ghana than in America. The pound is more valuable in Ghana than. It means the white man's business is more respected in our countries more than in his own country. More valuable. That will be discussion for another day. The implications and what that means for us. So I'm going, but I'll carry my gari. I'll carry my rice. Wallahi, I'll carry my shito. Even water, if there's a chance, I will carry water. I'm spending just a few days so I can return. That is why a lot of our boys, when they go there and work, they don't buy anything there. They bring the money here to melt it and do business. To God be the glory. My name is Blakk RASTA. When we return, we are going to be tackling another very important issue. You can't miss that. Remember to send your comments coming in. We're going to look at those ones in the interim. Hey! 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 Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco show.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Solomon, and here we speak truth to power. We are rewiring the mindset of our people. We need to be generational thinkers. We need to be selfless. A nation that is not selfless is getting ready for the bottomless pit. Next story, my youth. Watch it. Hey. Look at the story. I told you it's going to be interesting, right? Cassava to Ghana's rescue. The single most important commodity in Ghana has always been cocoa, but now cassava is taking over. Manioc is taking over. Jesus have mercy. Hey! Cassava. We were one of the first countries in Africa to plant this thing. You know how the Ewes call it? Do you know the Ewes? They are one of the first people to inhabit this part. One of the first. I didn't say the first. The Ewes call this life. That is the Ewe name for cassava. They call it life. L-I-F-E. Life. You think the ancestors named it life for nothing? Cassava is everything. What do they use cassava for? When you go to Everland, 99% of all their food comes out of this. Akple. Hey, when they are making gari, they make it from it. And gari alone can give you so much. From gari photo to everything is from this. Little did we know that the Ewe people who decided to call this thing life were more than just right. Today, my brother, my sister, people are gravitating towards cassava like mad because of cassava starch. What do they use cassava starch for? Do you want to know? Hey, it is used in the food industry to the extent that it is even competing with some of the biggest ingredients right there in that industry. Cassava starch. Jesus have mercy. Run the story, my youth. Watch this. Ghana can rake in more revenue from cassava to transform economy. And this is the Ministry of what? This is MOFA. Food and Agriculture. Run the story. Watch me. Cassava can generate much revenue as cocoa does to the economy if attention is paid to the crop. Deputy Director of Agriculture, Directorate of Crop Services of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, MOFA, George Pra, has stated. Now, according to him, there was a huge demand for cassava and its derivatives for the local and international markets some time ago, but now it's even increased. Mr. Pra stated this during the launch of the International Cassava Fair. Hey, my brother, my sister, the program scheduled for November 21, my brother, my sister, all the way to the 23rd, would be held in Paranaval, right? Paranaval in Brazil. AgriHouse Foundation, a non-governmental organization which is the franchise holder of the event, is holding the International Cassava Fair. My brother, my sister, listen to this part. Mr. Pra, who launched the fair, said Ghana was self-sufficient in cassava as it could produce 22 million tons of cassava a year, which was mostly the edible type and for consumption. He said, industry used about 1 million tons of the cassava produced in the country. Mr. Pra said it was to pay attention to cassava that the government had selected cassava as a major crop under the revamped Planting for Food and Jobs initiative. That's it. My brother, when you look at what cassava starch can be used for, remember we've talked about this before. We brought a whole chart and a whole diagram to show you how much cassava starch is used, and in so many different things, even in the making of fruit juice. Some of them were unbelievable. But we live in a country where people are so regionalized minded. Oh, this is what we have always done. We have to use it and stay like that. Find me that chart. The chart. Cassava, uses of cassava starch. My brother, this is what Nigeria is doing right now. And do you know the interesting thing? A few months back, we imported cassava into Ghana. Can you believe that? China naturally cannot plant cassava. But they found a way using the greenhouse effect to plant cassava, and they didn't take it to any other place. But the land that can boast that, we were one of the first to plant cassava here. And we named it Life, the Evers. They brought it here, cassava starch. When the minister was questioned about it, he said, oh, it's not entirely true. We didn't really import cassava. We imported cassava starch. Is cassava starch made from stones? If somebody tells you that you imported cassava into Ghana, then you say, no, you didn't. What we imported was cassava starch. It means that you are visionless. You only see cassava as ampesi. You put it on your plate and eat it, or fufu, tim, that you eat. You don't see cassava beyond that. My brother, I do not intend to spend too much time on this. Listen, Chinua Achebe wrote in his book, Things Fall Apart, that as the birds are learning to fly without perching, the farmers, I beg your pardon, the hunters are also learning to shoot without missing. When life confronts you with lemons, you grab the lemons, squeeze them out and make lemonades. My brother, my sister, but in our country, we are always at the receiving end. The last to react, we are never proactive. Look at the number of scientists we have in Ghana. They are so useless in Ghana until they move out of the shores of this country. Then they are winning awards that white people are not even able to win. Why? Because the environment is so suppressive and depressive. How many Ghanaians, so hardworking, have tried to get the attention of the authorities and yet never happened? The moment they leave the shores of this nation, they become superheroes, Captain Planet and the Planeteers. When Ghanaians, hardworking, you need to note this down. I'm saying when hardworking Ghanaians who strived all this while to get the attention of the nation and never got it, leave this country, they excel. They become Captain Planet, and the rest of their competitors become the Planeteers. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. Blakk Rasta, calm down. Somebody won't understand this until he drinks cocoa tomorrow morning, or he smokes in Tampi tonight. Please, let's innovate. Up till now, our mining sites are virtually owned by foreigners. They give us a paltry sum and take over everything from our land. Are we cursed? We don't have people with brains to do that. The other day I was in the western region where gas is produced. And the engineers there told me, you know, they brought some people, I don't want to mention the country. I don't want to sound xenophobic. They brought these people from this country. They came here. They were those who were supposed to take over this place for 20 years and teach us how to do it. But I brought my team together. We sat down, and within 2 years, we sent them away. The Abuazi power plant. That's the place I'm talking about. 2 years, they made the expatriates leave. And now, the gas is produced locally. And that is what feeds our electricity. But they were supposed to be here for 20 years. Nkrumah did the same thing with Ghana Airways. He signed contracts several years. But he was studying them. Before they realized, he said, we've studied enough. I think you guys can leave. To God be the glory. That is it. This is what cassava plant, cassava starch can do. You see? The numerous things there. Dash it away. My name is Blakk Rasta. When we return, we will be reading your letters, and we have more interesting issues to look at. Stay tuned. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot. Cocobod.
This is the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Cocobod, and here we speak truth to power. Let's see your comments. Remember to send your comments via YouTube. You can also send your comments via Facebook. And these ones are coming from YouTube. Stephen Banda says, the king here. Thanks, Blakk. God bless you and your crew. Thank you. B-Man says, I don't know why I am addicted to this show. Because you love the truth. Because you want to see a better Ghana. You want to see a better Africa. That is why you are addicted. I'm also addicted to this show, just like you. Joel AJ says, power to the people. Stephen Banda says, Blakk, we have missed the Blakk Pot too much. Welcome back, the King of Africa. Blessed. Jose Kofi says, please share. Yes, share the broadcast so many more people can be blessed. Joel AJ says, Thank God the Black Pot is here again. Osaberima TV says, you are welcome, Black Rasta. The journey of rewiring the mind of the black man continues. Come here! You think say you day wise. Yaba Hamza says, welcome, our kingmaker. Please, how are you doing today? Well, I'm doing good. Thank you so much. Stephen Banda says, I am watching you live from Bloemfontein, right there in South Africa. My son was called your name. He said, Dada, Black Rasta, woyo. Thanks for your teachings. You are to the teachings you are giving to us. Thank you, blessed love. And respect to your son. Bless him for me, my brother. Yes. Next one is from Henyo Raphael. And he says, good evening, my brother. Keep preaching the good news about patriotism. May God bless you and give you strength and wisdom to continue this good work. Long live Black Rasta. Regards to Tina Ray. Blessed love, Henyo Raphael and Tina Ray. AI Jen says, always hitting it right. More blessings. Francis Ampim says, Jah guide you and your crew. Black Rasta, thank you for the good news. And it's all about Ghana and Africa. No one is bigger than the truth. Wayo. Stephen Banda says, Black, preach the truth. I am learning a lot from you. And thanks so much. Amanda Shevchenko says, hey, come here. Hey, you think say you day wise. More comments coming in, and this one is coming from Facebook. And this is Thomas Wade. Thomas Wade says, blessed love. And Smabanda says, more fire. History legend, blessed love. Zion Genesis says, hi. Abdul Rahman Wakilu says, good evening, brother. You are the best. God continue to bless you. Blessed love. Kujofi Fiti says, with due respect, Mahama in government and in opposition was insulted more than one. Well, this is very subjective. I appreciate your side of the story. You have the records. With due respect, please refer to it. Well, Mahama was equally insulted, vilified, just like Nana Akufo-Addo is going through that. Mahama's was worse because there's so much tribalism in our country, unfortunately. Adam Idrisu Tumiwura says more fire. Muhammad Harris says more fire. Fire on. And it says much respect to the Salaga soldier monitoring live from PA, Pennsylvania, right? Blessed Lord Muhammad, love and respect. And it says more fire. Respect. And Tafrija says which part of PA? He's asking. Edward says, hello, Black Rasta. You are doing a great job for your nation. You are a great man. History will not forget you positively. Keep the fire burning. Bless the Lord. And this one is coming from Facebook, right? Richard Nate says, Black, the America-Ghana comparison you did is no joke. Well, thank you so much. Haircut here is $50, which is about 750. And so Ghana cedis, one haircut. Now understand why a lot of our brethren are rastas when they travel out. $50 for a haircut. Jesus have mercy. And if you calculate this in Ghana city, it's 750. This can feed you in Ghana for a whole week. My God. And he says in a month you have to shave twice. That is if you don't have a bald head. And the most painful thing is that the bald heads are also being charged the same $50. Hey, come here! As for the yam and the other foods, I beg, don't go there. So please, carry as much as you can on your trip, because you will need it. And he's from Milwaukee in Wisconsin. I've started buying those ones. I'm going to carry them as much as I can. My brother. Fuseni Musa says Ghana even has extra land to plant more, but visionless leaders of Ghana can't see the way to that. Jesus have mercy. Hey. To God be the glory. I remember when Pixie called me from America. I had friends say, Blakk, I'm spending so much money on milk. A bottle of milk? It's this. Pixie, wherever you are, big up yourselves. He said, and those boys, they drink milk like calves. They're always drinking milk. I feel your pain. All right. Next story, my youth. And make sure that your comments keep coming in. All right? Watch me. Ghana carelessly gambled away 140 million. Make sure you make it carelessly. Ghana carelessly gambled away 140 million. Who is saying this? My brother, my sister. Ghana gambled away how much? Remember yesterday we told you that story? Run the story, my youth. Watch it. It's sad. US 140 million judgment debt was very avoidable. So it means we've been careless, right? We couldn't avoid it. And this is Kwabena Donko. Who is Kwabena Donko? He's the former energy minister of this nation. And why should an energy minister be talking about this? Because it has everything to do with the energy of the nation. We told you the story yesterday. A former minister of energy, Dr. Kwabena Donko, has said the current judgment debt of 140 million American dollars hanging over Ghana's head was avoidable. Come here, my youth. My God. He explained that the decision by government to terminate the Ghana Power Generating Company, that's GPGC contract, which had led to the judgment debt, made no sense commercially and legally at the time. According to him, the contract that was negotiated with GPGC was the cheapest at the time. So terminating that contract was not the best decision to have taken. That shit away. You see, we are like zombies living in this nation. Our leaders don't have common sense. Oh, my predecessor did this. The people voted him out. It means everything about this person is bad. It's like you rent the house of your enemy. A house that has been inhabited by your enemy before. Instead of just spraying it and getting the place swept nicely and all that, and probably leading a prayer session in there to warm the house, you break down the whole building trying to raise it again. That's what this government did. Oh, power deal. They signed it. Oh, we are going to give Ghana this amount of power. Trafigura signed that contract with the people of Ghana. This government came into power. Oh, no. It's a robbery. We don't need it. We will cancel it. Hey, don't cancel it. Judgment debt. Be careful. If you cancel this thing, you will suffer. We will cancel it. We have lawyers. We have the men. After all, the president is a lawyer himself. The men. And they went ahead. Foolhardiness. Cancelled it. And Trafigura said, okay, we didn't want it this way. But GPGC, we are hurt. They went to court in England. And when they went to court, the Ghana side was invited to come to the place because that was what was negotiated. That in case of any breaches, you will go to a court in England. You signed it. So they went to England and invited Ghana to come there. Ghana crossed its leg and sat on a lazy chair. I wish you could show my leg, but you can't. That's okay. That was what they did. You know what happened next? When they delayed and they were warned several times, if you do not come, we will pass a judgment on you in absentia. Ghana decided to go there and say, you know, because of COVID-19, our brains couldn't work anymore. We couldn't think. COVID-19, the virus ate everything from our brain, everything. We can't think. Said, were you the only people who suffered COVID? That was what the judge in England asked. Everything COVID-19. You know what happened? They finally passed judgment. And Ghana is to pay Trafigura, 140 million American dollars. We don't have that money. So Namwa's money that is now in the hands of the Bank of Ghana will help. The money that was seized under the past bed, Cecilia, the past bed, will help. But the president said, oh, you'll be exonerated. Give her money back to her. Is this one to a president? But they are trying to sell Ghana's properties in the UK, including the building that houses the High Commission of Ghana, so that they can offset the 140 million stupid judgment debt that this country put us into. Are we wise? Does it make sense to you, brethren? Why? What have we done to you? So all Donko is saying is that this was very avoidable. You are lawyers. You claim that you are more educated than some of us who are riffraffs. How did you make such a terrible mistake? The Attorney General should have resigned, because he led them into cancelling the contract. Whoever was responsible for cancelling that contract should be fired. We should sell them, sell their families, and offset that debt. But in this country, there's no accountability. It's just fools ruling us. Fools ruling us. It's annoying, isn't it? Dash it away, my youth. Final story, and we're done. Remember, we'll be reading your final stories, messages, and we'll be done. Why Justice ATUGUBA was booted away. How many of us remember Justice ATUGUBA? Me and you were not there. At a point, he was one of the greatest justices in Ghana. Very powerful name. His name sent shivers into people. But they booted him away. They kicked him off and chopped him off like a bad habit. Should I tell you more? Run the story, my youth. Hey! Why Justice ATUGUBA was suspended for 6 months for dissenting against the government. Which government? Me and you were not there. The former revered, I'm glad they used the word revered. I told you. The former revered justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana, William ATUGUBA, has recalled a time when he was empaneled on the bench for 6 months after he dissented against a move by the government. Led by a Chief Justice at the time, Justice ATUGUBA said that he led a solo dissent to a move regarding the Chachuchi Kata versus the Republic, which earned him a suspension from the head of the judiciary at the time. This, he added, was at a point in his career when he was the most senior person on the bench. Which party was in power? The NPP. Which government was in power? The NPP. Which president was in power? J.A. Kufuor. He had gone to support Chachu, and because of that, they said, go home. 6 months. Vilification. The better word there is not even vilification. It's what? What's the word? It will come. It will come. These days, I think the white here, they are making me forget some of my words. God, don't do this to me. You know, I know all those words. Why would you make me forget them? Jesus. Vindictiveness. That's the word. Very vindictive people. My brother, my sister. Scapegoating. That's what they did to ATUGUBA. And now ATUGUBA is talking. This is the worst period of freedom of speech. But it's better than the early days of the so-called revolution of Rawlins. But he was also able to buy himself out of that canker. Need I say more? Well, my name is Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you and I love you. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Let's see your final comments. And we'll be done for the day. Remember to subscribe to our channel. It's called the Black Empire Media. Black is spelled BLAKKRASTA. That's my name. Black Empire Media, my brother, my sister, on both Facebook and also on YouTube. King says, Blakk Rasta, I love to listen to you. I love to speak to you, my brother. Wanini Boy says, come here. Oscar Pendragon says, hi, Blakk. I am the guy who sent you the message via WhatsApp concerning Israel students. Please tackle this issue because it's very serious. Well, I think the secretary would have to get back to us on that. We have not been alerted yet. It's good that you mentioned it. We're going to check it out. Oscar Pendragon. Ayagbade Sairam says, I really pray we will wake up one day to the end of the #1 saga and encourage our youth not to fear to strive and work hard. Because the #1 saga doesn't encourage our youth to work and help the economy grow. Well, bless and love. Ayagbade Sairam. We appreciate you. More comments? Quick. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much. We'll leave it here. I'll catch you again tomorrow at 5 p.m. on the dot. Until then, I want to say thank you so much to my professor, Professor Albion Mens, University of Central Missouri. I do love you. Brother Kweku, how are you doing too? And all our wonderful viewers. Hey! Wayo!